Okay, deciding on the sampling procedure. Once the researcher has decided on the type of data needed and the questionnaire is finalized, the next step is to decide on the sampling procedure. The first one decides on the unit of analysis. Who needs to be surveyed? Or the sampling unit. That is known as the sampling unit. Is who needs to be surveyed. Customers, potential customers, the CEO, staff, industry experts, suppliers, those are all examples of potential sampling units. One needs to decide how many to survey. That's known as the sample size. Generally, large samples are preferred because they are then more reliable. The data is more reliable if there's lots of people who are answering the questions. Once they've decided these things, they can then select the sample. You cannot survey everyone, so you need to choose a representative sample, a group of people that represent the whole population. Okay? A census is when you survey everyone, whereas a sample is if you only take a few of them that represent all the others. Okay, so a sample is a subset selected from a larger population. Okay, so what's the population? It's the group from which the sample will be drawn. It's the whole group, everyone. This group needs to be correctly identified before the representative sample is chosen. Once this is decided, the next step is to determine if the sample should be representative of the population or if it can just be random. It doesn't matter if it's representative or not. Okay, so you get probability samples, a sample in which every element in the population has a known statistical likelihood of being selected. And you get a sampling frame. This is a complete list of the population from which the sample can be drawn. So all users is the population, whereas the sampling frame, that's like just the group that you will be contacting. Those who answer, who say yes, we will do the research with you, is then known as the sample. Okay, so you can use a list of customers, a list of employees, or as your sampling frame. A list of graduates at CPUT could be our sampling frame if we want to gather information from them. The sample will be dependent on the size and accuracy of the sampling frame. So if there's, like in your database, in your list of graduates of CPUT, if you don't have their correct email addresses, if it's not accurate, you won't be able to contact them. So you won't be able to get such a big sample. So you need to make sure that your contact details in your sample frame are correct. Okay, then you have a random sample. This is when every element of the population has an equal chance of being selected, and this is an example of a random sample list, right? That is you often find in marketing research textbooks. So it says, okay, choose number 196, then choose number 459, then choose number. It's all random numbers. Then we have non-probability samples. This is a sample in which little or no attempt is made to get a representative cross-section. You're not trying to get a representative sample, you're just choosing whoever. And the most common form is using a convenience sample. You just say, oh, I'm going to take those guys, because they're the easiest to get hold of. These are people that are convenient, readily accessible to the researcher, like friends and students. It's like if you had to do some research on Facebook, just asking your friends on Facebook what they think. That would be a convenience sample. Non-probability samples are acceptable as long as the researcher doesn't use the information to make generalizations saying, well, everyone in the population thinks this way. No, it's just you didn't use a representative sample that represents everyone. You've just taken conveniently who you know. So it's not applicable to the whole sample. It's only applicable to those. So it's only applicable to your sample that you chose. It's not applicable to the whole population. It's often used because it's lower cost. It's very convenient. It's faster to collect. And you can see common types of probability and non-probability samples in your textbook.